Here's an excellent technique to help you reduce emotional overwhelm and upset. It's called the havening technique, as in a safe haven, and was developed by my dear friend, Dr. Ronald Rudin. Patterns of repeated touch of parts of the body combined with visualizations can have a rapid, reliable, and predictable effect upon our feelings. The patterns of touch used in havening are what enable a mother to comfort her baby and are hardwired into all of us. Havening combines these deep-rooted patterns of reassurance with sequences to break down the associations that trigger unhappy or uncomfortable feelings. Now, as a result, in a matter of minutes, we can now reduce the intensity of an emotional feeling of unhappiness and establish calm. In addition, certain brain waves are associated with different functions in our lives. Beta waves are associated with being alert and being anxious. Alpha waves represent a state of relaxed alertness. One wave, though, is synonymous with deep relaxation, the holy grail we're all after in terms of therapy and healing, and that is the delta wave. You get delta waves when you're deeply asleep, deeply relaxed, or when you're doing havening. Delta waves help to reconfigure traumatic or upsetting feelings so that when you think about that upsetting thing, you flood your brain with delta waves, and the havening sequence reverses the effect biologically on the brain. So let's do the havening technique now. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to put your right hand on your left shoulder and your left hand on your right shoulder. Close your eyes and get in touch with the overwhelming feeling, the feeling of upset. Whatever it is, begin stroking the side of your arms from the top of your shoulder down to your elbow. And keep doing this process. If it's safe to do so, close your eyes. And when you've got that feeling as strong as it can be, clear your mind. Clear your mind completely and imagine you're walking with me on a beach. And with each footstep that you take in the sand, count out loud from 1 to 20 with me, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep stroking the side of your arms. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Still stroking the side of your arms. I'd like you to remember a time you felt really good, a really happy time, and return to it now like you're back there again. See what you saw, hear what you heard, and feel how good you felt, still stroking the side of your arms. Make the colors rich and bright and bold, and the sounds loud, and notice how good you feel. And notice where you feel the good feelings strongest in your body, and give those feelings a color, any color you like. And move that color up through your body into your neck and head. Move that color down through your shoulders into your arms and hands and fingers. Move it down through your chest into your stomach and legs until you're bathed in this lovely color. And then I'd like you to imagine you're walking in a garden. With each footstep that you take in the grass, still stroking the side of your arms, count out loud from 1 to 20, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now stop stroking the side of your arms, keep your eyes closed and put your arms out in front of you with your palms facing up. And I'd like you to put any of that uncomfortable feeling in one of your hands, please. Any that's left. And in the other hand, I'd like you to put peace, calm, comfort. And then I'd like you to move your attention above your head. So you're thinking from a few inches above your head. That's it. And then I'd like you to experience those two emotional states down there at the same time. So the uncomfortable feeling and the peace. The uncomfortable feeling and the calm. The uncomfortable feeling and the comfort. And let that uncomfortable feeling reintegrate into the ecosystem of your emotions. When you're ready, open your eyes, come on back out, feeling much better. This technique is about programming your mind to have an even happier life. So what I'd like you to do is, if it's safe, close your eyes and relax. And I'd like you to imagine traveling out into the future. That's it, way into the future, right out near to the end of your life. Near the end, not the end, but near. And I'd like you to imagine that you've had the most wonderful life. It's been amazing. It's been fantastic. If that's true, what was it that made your life so amazing, so fantastic, so enjoyable, so incredible? Was it the people? Was it things you did? Was it things you didn't do or stopped doing? Was it things you achieved? Really take a few moments to get deeply in touch with what it is that's made your life so amazing, so fantastic, and so wonderful. And then take those insights with you and come all the way back to here and now, all the way back to this moment. And open your eyes and come on back out. So, going forward, maybe you'll make different decisions, change some choices, but look forward to an amazing life. I'd like to share with you a brilliant technique for reducing anxiety. TFT, that's thought field therapy. It looks a bit unusual, but many scientific studies show that it's amazingly effective at reducing stress, anxiety, trauma, compulsion, and even panic attacks. It was created by my late friend, Dr. Roger Callahan. His breakthrough brings together a modern scientific approach and the ancient understanding of the originators of acupuncture. People initially dismissed his incredible breakthrough, which was a radical departure from traditional psychological treatments, as a distraction or nonsense or even a placebo. Yet he had an excellent comeback to this. He said, "Can't be a placebo, as a placebo only works when you're convinced that it's going to. You take the pill as you think it's going to heal you, and it's your belief that it does." But no, with this, it's quite the opposite. People very often don't believe that tapping on a particular part of their body is going to create such a dramatic change. So I'd like to share with you this technique now. If you're feeling anxious, I'd like you to rate your anxiety on a scale of 1 to 10. Now, copy me. Take 2 fingers and tap just below your eye, about 10 times. And then tap here by your collarbone. Then tap under your eye again. And tap your collarbone. Next, I'd like you to tap on the back of your hand here. That's it, by your ring finger. And I'd like you to close your eyes and open your eyes. Keep your head still and look down to the right, down to the left. Keep tapping on the back of your hand. Now, rotate your eyes in a full 360 around. And then rotate in the opposite direction. Next, we're going to hum, and we're going to count, and we're going to hum. Hum the bars of a tune with me now. We're going to go right brain. And then count out loud, left brain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then hum again, please. Great. Now, tap under your eye again. Tap your collarbone. Tap under your eye again. And once again, tap on the back of your hand and keep tapping as you close your eyes and open your eyes. Keep your head still, look down to the right, down to the left, rotate your eyes around, full 360, and rotate in the opposite direction. Now, still tapping on your hand, hum with me. And then count out loud from 1 to 5, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hum a tune. Tap under your eye. Tap your collarbone. Tap under the eye again. Tap your collarbone. Then tap on the back of your hand here and stop. And now notice how much the anxiety is reduced on a scale of 1 to 10. At school, we're taught what to think, but we're not taught how to think. And how to think is really important because it influences how we feel and how we behave and ultimately the results we get in the world. So let's just try a simple technique. And this is about how to think. I'd like you to think of a mildly uncomfortable experience, maybe a disappointment or an argument or something like that, and remember it now. And if it's safe to do so, close your eyes as you remember it. And I'd like you to do this. I'd like you to float out of yourself so you can see the back of your head and you can see that situation as you move it further and further away from you. And as you move it further and further away, drain all the color out so it becomes black and white. That's right. And then shrink it down so it gets smaller and smaller and smaller and disappears. Next, I'd like you to remember a time you felt really good. Maybe you were laughing with friends, relaxing on vacation, or you'd fallen in love, or you'd achieved something, but something that makes you feel good when you remember it. And return to that memory like you're back there again now. You're inside the memory. See what you saw. Hear what you heard and feel how you felt. Make the colors rich, bright and bold. Make the sounds loud and crisp. And make the feelings strong. And notice where those feelings, those good feelings, are strongest in your body. And give them a color, any color you like. And move that color up through your neck into your head. Down through your shoulders into your arms and hands and fingers. Imagine moving that color down through your chest into your legs to the tips of your toes and double the brightness and double it again until you're glowing with this good feeling. And imagine having this good feeling with you for the rest of the day. And then when you're ready, open your eyes and come on back out. So what we did was a simple process. We stepped out of the bad memory, we disassociated, and we stepped into the happy memory. And we brightened it up, because generally images that we are outside of and are dull and dim have less emotional intensity than those that we are inside and are bright and colorful and loud and feel good. So step out of the bad times and step into the good. Whenever you catch yourself today having a memory about something that was upsetting, step out of it, make it black and white and shrink it and send it away, and immediately step into a happy time and make yourself feel good. Train your brain to step out of bad times and step into the good. You may have heard of the 80-20 rule. Wilfred Pareto, a 19th century economist, found that 80% of the peas he harvested came from 20% of the pods. So he wondered if this rule applied in other places. Now, it turns out that 20% of your carpet is walked on 80% of the time. 80% of the things that a computer does is done by 20% of the software. 80% of cost of crime is down to 20% of the criminals. 80% of the money you make comes from 20% of your efforts. Also, 80% of the problem, stress, and worry comes from 20% of the people you know, or situations and environments in your life. So maybe spend less time there. Also, 80% of the fun, the joy, and the laughter, and all the wonderful feelings that you can experience come from 20% of the people you know and situations and environments in your life. So maybe it's a good idea to spend more time there. Now, by the way, sometimes this can be 70-30 or 90-10, but generally it's 80-20. So just do a stock take now. Who do I have most fun around, and who do I have least fun around? And spend less time with the people who have least fun around, who stress you, wind you up, and annoy you. And more time around those people who make you feel good, who uplift you. Do that stock take now. lot of people think that resilience is just about toughing it out. Get knocked down 7 times, you get back up 8. And indeed, resilience is partly about that, but it's also about adaptability. The law of requisite variety states that the part of a system that has the greatest flexibility always ends up in control of the system, be it a family, a political party, or a corporation. So when you can adapt more and more to your ever-changing environment, you become master of your own destiny. So let's do a technique now, shall we? I'd like you to think of your top 3 problems. Take a moment to do that. And then pick one. And what we're going to do are a series of techniques to help you think differently, feel differently around your problem. Hey, look, you might even solve it, but the main thing is to begin to look at it in a different way, feel differently about it, to give you more options, more creativity around this problem. So first of all, I'm going to ask you some questions about this problem. The first question is, what are 3 positive things about this problem? Now, sometimes when I say that, people go, there is nothing positive about this problem. Hang on a minute. One positive thing is, at least you know what the problem is. Another is that I'm helping you with it right now. Yeah? Think of something else. What's one thing that could be a positive about this problem? Now, next, what are you willing to do to transform this situation, to overcome this problem? What are you willing to stop doing or either not do to transform this problem? How could you motivate yourself to transform or overcome this problem? What's one thing you can do today to begin that transformation process? Now, next, if it's safe to do so, close your eyes. And I'd like you to think about, imagine somebody who you know who's good at solving this kind of problem. You don't have to know them personally. They can be a famous person, or it could indeed be your Auntie Gladys, or maybe a character from history, but somebody who's great at solving this kind of problem. And I'd like you to imagine that they're standing in front of you right now. Next, I'd like you to imagine stepping in to them. See the world through their eyes, hear their internal dialogue, and feel how they feel. And from this perspective, look at your problem. Notice it from this perspective. Next, I'd like you to step back out, bringing all the insights that you have with you. And now imagine a 9-square grid. 3 squares at the top, 3 in the middle, and 3 in the bottom. Keep the bottom middle square blank for now. But in the top 3 squares, I'd like you to put pictures of things that make you feel good. People who you love and that love you. Maybe happy times or places that you go that make you feel good. Fill those top 3 squares with feel-good pictures. Fill the middle 3 squares also with pictures that make you feel good. Something you achieved, again, people you love, things that make you feel uplifted. Next, I'd like you to fill the bottom 2, either side, left and right, again with positive images. Things that uplift you and make you feel good. People you love, things you've achieved, places you like to go, anything that makes you feel real good. And then, in the bottom middle square, put your problem. But only look at it in the context of all of the other 8 squares that make you feel good. And see your problem in this new context. Now, I'd like you to imagine floating out into the future to a time when you've solved this problem. You don't have to consciously know right now how you did it, but a time when it's solved and you feel differently about your problem. Maybe you'll know how it is you solved it, or what needed to take place, or what happened. Or maybe you'll just have a sense of it. And then when you're ready, come back to this moment now. Open your eyes and think about your problem and notice how differently you think about it and feel about it now. Here is a great technique for overcoming self-sabotage. You know when you say to yourself, part of me wants to go to the cinema, but part of me can't be bothered. It's not as though there are two people inside your head. These are two aspects of self. And it's the same with self-sabotage. Part of me wants to lose weight, but a part of me just thinks I'm going to fail. And so I might as well just do it now. Part of me would like to be in a relationship, but part of me is scared of getting hurt. Part of me would really like to succeed and achieve in life, but another part of me worries I won't be able to handle it. So when you have two aspects of self that are in conflict, one sabotages the other. This technique we're about to do is deceptively simple. It's developed by my dear friend Dr. Richard Bandler, and I have seen people make astounding changes, and this takes just a few minutes. So when you're ready, place your hands out in front of you with your palms facing up, and if it's safe to do so, close your eyes. And I'd like you to get in touch with that part of you that wants to succeed or achieve at something, and put it in one of your hands. Get a sense of it, that's right. And now in the other hand, I'd like you to put the part of you that stops you or sabotages you, holds you back. Get in touch with that. Now, bring your hands together so one hand is on top of the other, and just let them sit there, and let your unconscious mind figure out how both these parts of you can achieve their positive intention, and at the same time you can achieve what it is you want without holding yourself back or sabotaging yourself. That's right. Let the unconscious mind make billions of computations at the unconscious level. You'll feel some changes and things happening as these two parts work out how it is they're going to work together to help you achieve what it is you want. And then after a few moments, there'll be like a click or a feeling that it's possible. It's possible they can work together. And when you get that feeling that it's possible, gently bring your hands towards your chest and integrate this new super part into you. And as you integrate it, notice what will you see, hear, and feel as you achieve what it is you want to without self-sabotage. What will you see? What will the world look like? What will you hear? How will your internal dialogue be? And how good will you feel achieving what you want, having what you want, without holding yourself back? Feel that now. What will you see, hear, and feel? Get a real sense of it. Let it integrate into your unconscious mind, your experience, and your behavior. And then when you're ready, just relax your hands and open your eyes and come on back out. And don't be too surprised at how well this works and the amazing changes that are going to happen.